Hi everyone and welcome. It's Natasha. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you're not and you have seen my previous videos and have been a part of my channel, especially my subscribers, still welcome as well. So I want to talk about I had issues before in regards to Louis Vuitton, and these are technical issues. This has nothing to do with customer service. I've shared that, and including the sales associates or SA. And I'm sorry, my voice is still a little bit off. So if I sound just kind of squeaky from time to time, I've been feeling kind of off the past 2 weeks, and I think it just kind of caught up with me, and my voice just sounds a little bit off. So I'm sorry about that. So what I wanted to mention was there was a time in which, let's see, I guess their website was not as good as it is today, and even today it still has a lot of glitches that I've noticed. I do have a background in a lot of computer technology, so I know when there's a few things going wrong. And I have mentioned this when I went to the store. I did tell them that, and I've also mentioned this on the phone. And it doesn't seem like anyone was able to help me. So the issue was when I went to the store, they have told me multiple times they do not see any kind of past orders or anything. They can see an email address and my name, like the about me part, or the information or the contact information. So they have my mailing address, they have my phone number, my email, my name. But other than that, they couldn't access it in the store. This was a few years ago, and this is my previous email. And I've had that email for good amount of time, probably 10 years or less. So I was, they should have had something in there. Even at least, like, I was hoping even like a few things, but they didn't. They couldn't, they just didn't have anything on my profile or my record or anything. So I remember I went to a store, and they said, do you want us to look at, your profile and see, they were doing something. I think I forgot what I was in for, but it was something, it was either a repair, a replacement, or an order or I bought something. It's one of those things. And they kept telling me, so this is your first time, here, and is it your first time to purchase? Is this your first purchase? And I would always tell them, no, it's not. You can't see that. And they would always tell me, it says here that you've never ordered anything from us, and it does say that your account was like a few years old. Before that happened, though, if I did have like a brand new Louis Vuitton piece, it was always a present, so it wasn't under my name, and I didn't know how that worked. And if a family member, if they would buy that, I wasn't going in the store with them, they would get them themselves, and they would give it to me and all that stuff. But so because it was like that every time, and I did place an order online and in the store, but you won't be able to see that. I won't be able to see that. They won't be able to see it, which is really weird. I wasn't able to, at a certain point, because I didn't really care at the time. I was just like, well, I know I bought it here. I know this is, I know this is legit. I'm sorry, my dog is just walking around in the background. So I just I didn't really care a lot about it. It wasn't to a point where it became really annoying. I couldn't edit my wish list at all. I couldn't add, I couldn't take off. I just couldn't change anything from it. And the up 10th time of talking to someone online, like the technical support, and they would go in there and they would say the same thing. They said, this is really bizarre. It doesn't even say, like, apparently it wouldn't even show that I was logged on at the time. It was just a lot of technical issues. And she told me, she said, I think this is associated with your email for whatever reason. And she did a reset. She said it's going to delete your entire account. And I said, let's just do that because it's not working anyway, so who cares? And it's not retaining any information. She's like, yeah, that's very true. So she did that, and I waited, and she goes, it's still not doing it. And she was trying it, and on her end, she said that was the only thing I could do, to erase the entire thing and keep, to have the only thing that would have been left was my email address. I would have had to fill everything out, like my name and all that stuff. And I said, I can't even, it's not saving anything. And she said on her end, there were a few things that I was able to do. Let's just say, like, add my name maybe or my phone number. And she couldn't even see it on her end either. So whatever I was able to save, it was temporary, like it would say saved. But then I would refresh it or reboot the computer, and she would be there, and she would, this is a technical representative, she would also wait and also do it on her end, and nothing would come up. So and she said, this is the best thing we could do and the most drastic thing we could do, and it's not working. So what she suggested was to just make a new profile, start from scratch with a different email. I was very, very upset with that because I kept everything in one email at the time, and I wasn't ready to change my email address. I was just so used to that. Now I have a different email address. I don't like my old email address anymore. It just has too much spam. It just gets flooded with nonsense, and I just don't like it. So I changed my email address, and when I did that, one of the first things I did, I think, was sign up with a new account with Louis Vuitton, and everything I had to fill out from scratch. And now my account works. It's weird, the fact that even when I went in the store, nothing was attached to my my account. And I think one time my husband and I went in there, and and he was there. He was present, and he heard her talk, and he said, that's really weird because I was there when she did this, and all these other stuff, and I was present, and I saw the entire thing, and I don't understand why you don't have it in your file. I mean, even I can understand maybe like the website would have a problem, but in your system, as a person is actually putting it in, it's not even storing it. That sounds really awful. And I believe, because when he said that, I think at first the person that was at the register or the computer, and we were just talking, I think she kind of probably thought I was lying, I think, because I could see it in her face that she might have just thought I was making it up. And then my husband like backed me up the whole time, and I could see her face, like it just crumbled. It was like, we have a problem, and I don't know why this client's information isn't retaining. And my husband was like, it's not as if she had one thing ever happen in your company. There's been numerous things, and I've been a witness to that. I've seen that. I've seen the items. I've seen the order. I've actually been physically with her there too. And it's not just online. So you guys really need to fix your system. There's something wrong with that. Like he was, I think he just kind of shared my internal frustration, because I might have said, I might have brought it up to him a few times, but I think he was just a lot more frustrated because when you buy something from Louis Vuitton, it's not like a small thing. It might be a small item, if you buy like a Cles, if you buy like a pen, but the price tag of that isn't really that small. So I mean, if you think about it, even other big box stores, like office supply stores, they have your information there. How and he even said that. He said, how come, like, you know, other companies that sell cheaper stuff has her info since day one, but how come you guys, a luxury store, can't even have that? And it was just one of those things that, you know, I mean, it wasn't her fault, and we both even told her that it's not your fault. It's just that we're kind of a little frustrated at the fact that every time we go to store or she talk to someone online, and I could hear it, they always tell her you don't exist in our system. You just have a profile. You don't have a history with us, and it's really upsetting because she's been a very, you know, a good customer in my eyes. I think. I mean, the way you guys have been mistreating her. I mean, if it were me, I wouldn't even step foot in your store anymore, and I wouldn't buy anything from you guys. But you know, she loves your brand, she loves the products, and so she keeps coming back. And she's not even appreciated because you guys don't really consider her as a client or a repeat customer because you don't have a record of that. I don't really know anymore in my new profile if it still does that, because that hasn't been brought up ever since then. Granted, compared to my older profile, I probably went through at least 20, 25, 30 items, maybe repair or purchase. It doesn't matter. You know, I went through a lot of items through that one. But in my new profile, I probably have 10 or less. I'm thinking it's probably less. And my profile is about a couple years old. Yeah, I think I made it yet last year, I'm not sure. And it only has like a few items on there that I purchased. And, excuse me. And when you go online, you can't really see the items that you've had repaired, assessed, replaced, stuff like that. But I think maybe in their system in the store, and that they can access, or when you probably speak to Louis Vuitton client services, they probably can access that part. But as a consumer, and you're going on your online profile, you can't, I mean, I can't see it. So I'm hoping that has changed, because ever since I got a new profile and a new email address, I haven't had any of them say, oh, is this your first time? However, I also haven't really talked to anybody about, like, maybe it hasn't come up. I don't know. So I just wanted to share that information because I remember in my Facebook Louis Vuitton group, I love my group. That's my favorite thing to go on my Facebook. I don't really go on my Facebook wall a lot. If I go on Facebook, and of course, whatever, like I can only see one or two things. And then I pop in my Louis Vuitton group. So it's Louis Vuitton Addicted Buy and Sell. It's the biggest one. I think there are about several other ones that have copied that one, and they don't have as many members, and it's a closed group. And the admins in there are amazing, and they are just, they're amazing. I mean, they don't get paid to monitor it, and they do a phenomenal job. And I applaud them for that, because it's not easy. So anyway, I've had another person mention that, and I believe I know someone that went through that too, like a friend. I forgot who it was. They've also mentioned that they were having an issue with their account. They went in the store, they called Louis Vuitton, and they were just told, you've never ordered anything, you've never done anything with us, you don't have a history with us, none of that. And she's like, I've been buying so many stuff. I bought a few things here and there, and you guys don't even have that in record. So I'm just making sure that if this does happen to you, you don't have to go through what I will have to go through. If you're willing to just let go of that account and redo everything, make up a new email address, it is annoying. It is like, I don't know, because having so many email addresses can be inconvenient. So if you don't like to do that, if you want to keep trying and let them reset everything, and maybe that will work for you, try to do that. But if it doesn't work, what you really have to do is have a new email address and make an everything, like set up the account all over again. Because if not, then they won't have any of that information at all. So in case for future reference, when you buy something and then you go to the store, you don't have the receipt anymore, and they can't look it up. That's what happened with me. They were just like, yeah, no. However, the loophole of it is that a lot of the items that were purchased through Louis Vuitton, I don't know my family and people in my life that have purchased them, if they put that in their name, or I don't know how they did it because I wasn't present. I can only tell you what I did, because when you go in there, sometimes, a lot of times, they would ask you, "Do you have an account with us?" Blah 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 blah. A lot of times, I would just say, "Do you really need that?" And I didn't think about it at the time, because you know how you go to like a department store or any kind of store, and the only thing they will ask is, do you have a rewards card, and put it in there. Like, it's all secret and hush hush. They don't, a lot of times they don't ask for that. You have to put your number or phone number or whatever. So I didn't really think more of that, because to me, if there's no reward system for Louis Vuitton, it was like, I don't really care. Now I kind of do care a lot more. Hearing a lot of rumors and people being mistreated in the store and being told, we're not going to repair your Louis Vuitton item. It doesn't matter if it's authentic or not. We're not going to touch that because you don't have a receipt. We're not going to look at it. We're not even going to assess it. I think it's a really, that's a really horrible thing to do. Just because a person doesn't have a receipt doesn't mean you're just going to deny them just because you feel like it. Because someone recently just shared that in my Louis Vuitton group, and I told them I'm going through the same thing. And I didn't have a receipt, and they were fine with it. They assessed it, and right now it's in being repaired. So you might want to talk to Louis Vuitton Client Services, that 888 number on the website, or go to a different store, because you shouldn't be treated like that. Someone else also commented that they went to 2 different stores in the area, and both locations said the exact same thing. I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to assess that. We're not repairing that. No receipt, no repair. I think that's really horrible. That's horrible. And they should probably stop doing that. And it's just, I don't know. I think it makes Louis Vuitton have like a bad reputation in a way that, you know, it's your item. Why can't I bring it back to get it repaired? I mean, that's, from what I've remembered, is that I thought you could do that. So, I mean, that's one of the things a lot of people do purchase Louis Vuitton, is that they know in the long run, if they need any kind of repair, if there's an issue, even if they pay for it, they're there. And that's what happened to like the person too. Even if they said, I'm not here to get a free repair or replacement. I'm here to get my item repaired, and I'm willing to pay for it. And the response, no receipt, no repair. That's horrible. That's horrible customer client interaction. That's just plain horrible, in my opinion. It's just, I don't know. I don't think it's acceptable at all. You know, that's your client. That's it. It doesn't matter if it was a gift, if it was pre-loved, brand new. I mean, it's still the item from your company. It's still your product. You should still help the person and the item, you know. But anyway, I just wanted to share that information, because when I was enduring that, and I was really stubborn about it, and anyone there that doesn't want to make a new email address, it is frustrating. You know, if you're used to just one email address and that is where everything goes, to me, it was just, I didn't want to go through a different email and open a different email every day as well, and monitor and keep up with that and all that stuff. So anyway, that's already in the past, and I just wanted to share that information and experience. Thank you so much for watching my video, giving me the time to do it. I hope you give me a thumbs up. If not, I love the comments that you guys leave. I love reading them. I love interacting with them, and you know, having things that I didn't think about and other people put it in there. I love all that. My Instagram and my Twitter are always going to be in the description box for every video. Also, I love it for every single person that subscribes to my channel. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.